And I'm like, I don't know if the 6'2" and under guard is at a premium no more as a starter. Maybe as a backup. But you have to be.
We just talked about this the last night.
It's gotten compressed.
It has.
Right? It's compressed.
It has.
It's that like either Donovan Mitchell, Drew Holiday, 6'3", or
Lou
6'4", Lou Dort,
Yeah.
or it's not. You got to be.
You can't get picked on defense. That's the thing, because we play such the pick on game that they will really, literally, if you can't guard, they will bring you up every play.
Time.
Yeah.
And if you're 6 foot, 6'1", and you're not a bulldog like a Davion Mitchell, Drew Holidays, on the defensive side, or you're not an offensive flat-out savant like Kyrie, where you can score on dudes 7 feet easily in ISO, then I just can't see it. What you think?
So no. To his point, I agree. I agree with the concept of his point. To be, it's like the 3-and-D wing, right? You were either a 3-and-D wing, or you had to be a wing that had a lot to your bag. Those were the in-betweens. There wasn't a lot of in-betweens, let's say, 7 years ago. It was 3-and-D and that. He's basically saying you either have to be one of those elite defensive guards, a Drew Holidays, a Davion Mitchell's, built a certain way because the way the pick-on game is, or you have to be one of those elite scorers in Kyrie, in Steph, in Russell, in those that kind of different guard category. I would say, people forget Jamal Crawford is 6'5", so that's even a different monster. But just someone in that category of 6'3", 6'4", he just says you have to fit into a certain mold.
Well, it was drunken contradiction all over the place in that clip, because he brought up Luke Dort. Luke Dort is 6'6", 6'7". He don't even fit into that. Hold on. Let me finish. He brought them up, but at the same time, listen, man, we're seeing guys like a TJ McConnell. It was a real thing that if the Pacers would have won, we would be sitting up here talking about TJ McConnell possibly being the fucking Finals MVP.
Lou Dort is 6'4", by the way.
Who?
Lou Dort is 6'4".
And that's generous.
Okay. What about Brunson? What about Darius Garland? Right?
5'9".
Huh?
5'9".
Darius is not 5'9".
No. Darius.
Don't let him talk about you like that.
Why is Darius? Sorry, really quick, Burke. Why is Darius catching strays today?
I don't know.
5'9".
I don't know, but like Fred Van Vliet, right? 6 foot, 6'1" guard. Like, it's a value there for little guards. And by the way, little guards are not the only people that get picked on. We watch Luka get searched out every time down. Hold on, I'm not picking on him. I'm stating the facts. We watch Karl Anthony Towns, who, by the way, is nowhere close to 6 foot. He's actually 7'1", get picked on. Right? No, hold on.
It's not 26 shoe.
No, it don't matter. We can't make excuses if we sitting up here talking about. No, bro, you search out mismatches. It ain't about just the size. Nobody is sitting up here searching out a mismatch and throwing the ball down to the low block anymore. Like, nobody's doing that. So I'm not even rolling with that logic anymore. It's not about that, right? It's not about that. I think the game is evolving. I think it is a space for little guards with heart.
One other thing, and this is true, not to get technical, on that bottom weak side, if you keep the smallest guy there and roll your big down and they're not in a switch, that tag is useless. That tag is useless if you have a rim roller. I'm just saying.
But bro, like, you could get technical. You getting so late into the shot clock. Bro, you have to, like, it have to be so much. Like, come on now. Like, we ain't about to.
It's my opinion. If I was the GM, I would probably say you got to come off the bench so I can put you in a situation.
That's fine, but that's fine. If you're a GM and you see a 6 foot guard that's out there, a 6'1" guard that's out there in college that's balling, you would say, hey, here's my TJ McConnell.
I say, find me a medium 6'4" guy and I'll kick his ass.
No.